Hello, this is Dr. Faith. You're welcome to the Made Man podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about distractions, eliminating distractions in the path to becoming great. You see, people do not understand because of the volume of content that we have today on the social media, how their lives slip away from them. One thing that you're going to recognize in the life of every man who has left an indelible mark on earth, who has achieved their dream and live wealthy, has been time management. If you do not understand the value of time, you will not be able to maximize it. And I would love also to let you know that your life is actually measured by time. How you live on earth, how long you live on earth, is measured by the length of time. So if you are going to live significant, achieve those dreams of yours, then you must be able to take control of the best and the most significant resource that everyone shares equally on this planet Earth, and that is time. It's ridiculous how many people talk about being wealthy, how many people complain about their dreams, not being able to achieve their dreams, and yet do not understand that the biggest resource that life has presented to every man is time. It's the only thing that we have gotten equally. It's the only thing that we share equally. And I can assure you that your problem, your limitation, is not money. Your limitation is not your background. Your limitation is not the people who were not able to help you at the time that you needed their help the most. The biggest challenge that is standing before you and your dreams is how you use your time. So if there must be anything today that you are going to correct in the process of making money, in the process of achieving your dreams, in the process of becoming wealthy, is going to be how you manage your time. Everybody has got the same, but the differences that you are always going to see between people is going to be the quality of their time management. How good you invest your time. Beware. It's very ridiculous that you spend your time scrolling away on daily basis. In fact, if you check the average time many people spend, or most people spend on social media on daily basis, it's more than 5 hours on the average that people spend on social media, either by movies or maybe scrolling through TikTok content, WhatsApp, catching up with friends, Facebook, X, Instagram. There is unlimited number of social media platforms that you can't even follow all. And the funny thing is that while you're wasting your life going through some stupid content as clearly as they are, and some funny things and some important news also, you are actually making others rich, wasting your life. These same social media and these same platforms that waste your life on daily basis have also been the platform for education for many, for the realization of their dreams, and it's also the same platform that you complain about, hey, this person has become stupid. Is it all about social media? You're scrolling, you're watching, and they're making their money from their content, from the advertisements that you're following, that you watch, even the ones that you skip, pay them. And as funny as it is, you complain about not having enough things or enough resources to achieve your dreams, but you waste the most significant resource that you have. So when you see a man, to determine where he is going, investigate how he spends his life on daily basis, minute to minute, hour to hour, week to week. You are going to be able to predict what the future of that person is going to look, what the future will look like. Definitely by how he lives his daily life. Your routine is going to speak about your future. And don't forget that today is the future that you talked about 10 years ago. Next 10 years is going to be the future that you're speaking about today. Ask yourself, 10 years ago when you were talking about 2025, when you were dreaming, when you were in high school, when you were at college, when you were working and you had those plans 10 years from then, what you were going to do. Why are you not there? Why has all of those dreams not worked out? The same habits that you had, speaking and not maximizing your time investment, is what brought you to this particular year where you are. And that future that you were dreaming, you are currently living it at present, and nothing has changed. And you still do not find it necessary to sit down and investigate your lifestyle, because it's always going to be self. You can talk about the economy. You may have valid reasons. You can talk about the impact of government policies. You can talk about marginalization, no matter where you're coming from. You can talk about racial differences. We don't want to annul those. But the question is, in every economy that people have gone down, the same economy make others. And every blessed day that passes, you are edging closer to grave. Your face is no longer looking as young as it was 2 days ago. It's not looking as young as it was 10 years ago. You are not looking like the toddler. You're no longer a teen. You keep getting closer. The older that you get, the more we are expiring on a daily basis and getting close to grave. So what do you want to achieve with your life? Then that must wake you up to take full control of your destiny. Only a man who is not living on purpose will not live conscious of his time and will not value his time. If you have friends who do not respect their own time, they will never respect your time. And when I look at people and see people, friends who do not value your time, who barge in on you at every moment, people do not even recognize your private time or the time that you're investing to study, then you should be away from them. Because if they don't respect their own time, they don't value it, they will not value your own time. It's a red flag. A hard red flag. If someone calls you up, hey, you want to hang out, you did not plan it today. The same time again, he calls you tomorrow. What he is investing his time on and trying to lure you in to participate in such waste of time is going to speak about their life and their purpose. The world is moving at a pace. The world is moving at a pace. I can assure you that even tomorrow you may not have a retirement package. You may not have 401k. There may not be anything to fall on at old age. With the emergence of AI, many people are losing their job at a fast rate. And companies are not employing. Because what took 3-4 persons to do and achieve some years back, one person could just do it currently with good prompting and with good knowledge of AI. And so many are getting out of job, and more people are going to get out of job as the AI matures and we continue to go to super intelligence. So a lot of people at their old age are not even going to have 401k because people are going to be jobless, homeless, even while young. Why? Because you refuse to upgrade your skill. You refuse to invest your time properly. Improve yourself with micro-learning. You have enough time for anything that you obsess about. Every dream can be achieved. If you have time for plays, if you have time for leisures, and I'm not talking about being a workaholic, which is good, or maybe working 24 hours round the clock and never having rest. No, I'm talking about smart improvements and quality time management. There will always be a time to rest. Solomon said, I walked past the field of a lazy man, and I saw that it was filled with thorns and overgrown with grasses. It says, a little sleep and a little slumber. Then your poverty is going to overtake you like an armed robber who breaks into your house in the night. Because you're not respecting it, but it's going to come. And how does poverty overtake people? Definitely by little folding of hands, by little sleep, by little slumber. And that's how it comes. You give excuses today, you spend your time on Netflix. Tomorrow you're on Amazon. The other day you're on Hulu. And then when you get out of them, you gist about them, and then you go back to Instagram, you go back to TikTok, you go back to X, you go back to Facebook. And before you know, a year is gone. Ask yourself, all of the things that you wrote down last year, the self-improvement programs, the courses that you talked about, the certificate that you talked about, your monetary targets, your project, the house project, the building projects that you wrote down last year, which everybody always do, oftentimes at New Year resolutions. But smart people plan their year even before the year ends. All of those plans that you made last year, where are you? And the year is running out. Does it not bother you? That is moving at a pace that you cannot even control. And you know one thing about life, it's not going to wait for you. Time will not wait for you. People say time waits for nobody. And of course, it's not going to wait. Your body is not going to wait to age. Death is not going to wait to come. It's even a factor that we do not even know and we do not have control over. How do you want to be remembered? I can tell when I check how you spend your time. And I'm going to talk about some types of distractions that you really need to eliminate. One is going to be time distractions. And part of that is going to be the time that you spend on social media. There are lots of tools today that you have built on your phone that can actually be able to monitor and gauge the amount of time that you spent on social media. Another thing we also talk about in the area of time wasting is also wasting your time to learn things that you actually not gonna need. Yeah, there are lots of people who have the habit of learning and spending time investigating things that are really nonsensical. You're not gonna use them in any way. You do not need the knowledge. Why spend hours reading? Maybe because you want to prove a point. Maybe you were involved in an argument and you don't need it. And our education system is also like that. There are lots of courses we have spent our money, spent our time studying while we were in college or maybe high school that really has nothing to do with you. It really has nothing to do with you. And because the educational curriculum stipulated it for your career path, you took it. And some of them, when you investigated them, actually is just a waste of time. It built nothing, added nothing to you. Also, it's going to be wasting your time on projects that you don't need. Maybe because somebody called you, you went to volunteer, you went to do one thing or the other, investing your precious time on projects, maybe helping other people, or even maybe projects that you initiated that was not needed. Another type of distraction is monetary distraction. You also need to take away monetary distractions. Some people want to solve all the family issues in one day. You want to take it all upon yourself. That's good if you can solve it. But family problem is something that never ends. So you should know how to answer the calls. You should know when to spend, and you should know how to reserve money for the important project that is going to yield more money. You must have sufficient money for investment. You must have sufficient money for savings, for health, for emergencies. You need to sometimes be a little bit selfish and live for yourself and your family before taking up some other responsibilities that come your way. And of course, it's always going to come. Wasting your money also buying and acquiring liabilities is another form of monetary distraction that is not needed. Lamborghini is good. Bugatti is good. All of the things that you can talk about is good. After all, why do we work? It's a legitimate question. But a time will come that some kind of luxury is affordable. Why do you want to buy a big mansion or a big house, and then all that you get that you would have used a part to invest in other projects is all going into that house? You're working your ass out 16 hours in a day, picking up shifts that are not necessary for you just to make up your mortgage. You work 24 hours, you work 16 hours. At the end of the month, you do not even have enough simply because you're trying to meet up mortgage. But you would have also lived in an apartment and saved some money that you could have used for some other project. You're having a monetary distraction. You're also not planning your finances the proper way. Another form of distractions that we're going to talk about today in eliminating distractions in your path to achieving your dream is going to be relationship distractions, which are called life distractions. I call them life distractions because you are spending your life with another life. If a relationship is not going to give you the energy, if it's not going to synergize you, if it's going to bring your energy low, a relationship that weighs you down, a relationship that does not encourage you, that does not motivate you, that does not allow you to be yourself, that saps your energy on daily basis, on hourly basis, is a killer. It is a killer. It is something that you should not be in. Some relationship come your way completely as a trap from the devil. And it's going to destroy you if you do not investigate it and get out of it. And you know the funny thing is that your spirit is always going to warn you, because our spirit interacts with the abstract world. It interacts with heaven. God is always going to speak to you. Your spirit is always going to communicate with the energy of the world. It's going to communicate with the abstract beings. It's going to communicate with nature, sometimes to warn you, maybe by dreams or by those unsettled feelings. When you're thinking about something, you're trying to go into a relationship, you are going to get some of those warnings. Heed to it. Flag it out. Heed to it. Life is deep, and only careless people take it carelessly. So, investigate your relationship. Be sure that they are not the killers to your dream. Bible says, can two work together except they agree? And of course, anytime you are not working in agreement, then your energy drops. If two people are going in the same direction, they build momentum. But if you guys have connections and you're going in opposite direction, then there is going to be a drag. You are always going to be slowed down, definitely. There is no two ways about it. Bible was very clear when it says, do not be deceived. It said, evil communication corrupts good manner. It's never the other way. Good manner can never make a bad manner better. That relationship is never going to work. If you're going to accommodate people simply because you feel pity for them, you feel that they're going to change with time, oftentimes they never change. Experience will tell, history will tell, oftentimes they never change. Some people are better left alone to sort out their issues before you get along with them. And when you observe those things at those early age, go away, because spending your life with people is both spiritual and physical. While they drag and sap your physical energy, some people spiritually are so devilish and demonic that they do not know they can actually destroy your aura. There are people you get into relationship with, things that used to work with you before will just stop working. It's because of what they attract, how they speak, what their spiritual energy talk about, what their aura represent. If it dispels your spiritual energy, you are always going to start repelling the things that you would have attracted naturally. How do you maximize your time? How do you eliminate distractions? You cannot value what you do not recognize. There is always going to be something that will be there to fill the void. If you don't have value for your life, if you do not know something that you're working on, if there is nothing that you're pursuing to exchange your life for, then you will never have respect for time. You are never going to value time enough if there is nothing that is consuming your life. Then social media will fill up that vacuum. All of the streaming platforms are going to fill up that vacuum. But if you're committed to something, then time becomes precious. If I see a man that has enough time, anybody that you see that has enough time for pleasure has nothing enough that he's pursuing. No, it's never possible. Time is very unlimited to anyone that is working on purpose. So how do you eliminate the distractions? Distractions will go away on their own without you even knowing that you're beginning to eliminate distraction if you have long-term goals, if you have your short-term goals, if there are daily targets, if there are weekly targets, and sometimes even hourly targets. Discover something that you're going to engage yourself with. Have a schedule that you're committing with. Be determined to follow them through. Have long-term projects. This is what I'm going to do in 10 years. This is what I'm going to do this year. This is what I'm going to achieve this month. This is what I'm going to achieve this week. And this is what I will do today. Commit to them. Draft them out. Start working on them. Start knocking them out. Don't overcommit. Don't give yourself a schedule that is going to be difficult to achieve. And then by the time you do not achieve it, that begins to dampen your dopamine. You don't need that. Make your project small, concise, achievable. And you will find out that as you begin to commit, your time management will begin to improve. You will begin to eliminate those distractions that come your way on a daily basis. And then you will begin to attract the wealth that you need. Don't let anybody deceive you that it's going to be an overnight time process. No, but it's achievable in the shortest distance of time. It can come in a month, it can come in a week, it can come in years, it can come in a year. You need to be sure what you're working on, and you need to be sure that it's going to work. You need to commit to it. Investigate the process and the results. For the joy that was ahead of Jesus, he endured the cross. You must know what you're working on and what the end product will be. Reason why you must commit today. Many won't see it, but you're sure that it's going to pay off. Then give it all that it takes. All right, that is all I'm going to talk about today in eliminating distraction and managing your time properly in your quest to fulfilling your dreams. This is Dr. Faith. Do me a favor, please do like, share, and subscribe. Let's get this to 1 million subscribers. All right? And subscribe to this channel so that anytime that I have any upload is going to get to you directly and see you at the top. Don't stop planning. Don't stop thinking. Others have made it. You are going to achieve those dreams. And you are going to put in the labor that is required in achieving those dreams. Take control of your time and take control of your life. See you next time, Dr. Faith.